So now that we're into the last term before the exams, I thought I'd take a little time to talk about studying because that's a major source of stress at the moment for a lot of people. So, the first thing that I always think about when studying comes up is the idea that sitting and staring at a page doesn't help. It just gets frustrating and boring, and your mind starts to wander. And then you think you've done 6 hours of study, you've actually paid attention for 20 minutes. So, one of the best pieces of advice that I think anyone can give is to work smarter, not harder. So, when you're learning something or studying something, to limit the amount of time you're going to be on one subject for. So half an hour, 40 minutes, then take a break, but be kind of quite strict with yourself about the break, 5 minutes, and then back to it. Because you don't want your mind to wander too much, and if you take too much of a break, obviously you lose efficiency. So what you do, one of the things that I find works really well, especially if you're learning from textbooks, is you go through the textbook. Now, textbooks are built for graduated learning, so it's like chapter 1 is the easiest, chapter 50 is the hardest. Things you learn in chapter 1 will help you to understand chapter 2, and so on and so forth. So what you do is you start at the beginning and you go through chapter 1, but what you do is you open the textbook, you look at the first page of the chapter. There's usually a descriptor for the chapter, tell you what the chapter is going to teach you. Then you skim through the chapter and you look for the highlighted boxes. Those will all contain important information. All right. Next, at the end of the chapter in the book, there's usually a quiz. So what you do is you go through it, look for the quiz. When you get to the quiz, read the questions, see if you can answer them. If you can't answer them, go back in the chapter, find each answer individually. So if you can answer question 1, fine. Question 2, fine. Question 3, you don't know the answer. Go back, find the answer for question 3 in the text. Now what that is, it means that answer is then, it's information that you actually deliberately looked for. And that means that your brain can mark it as something that might be important to you, meaning that you may be able to recall it later on better. This also makes it less frustrating to study because you are deliberately looking something. You're not just reading a dry text, you're actively seeking information.